Welcome back Savages to another video. In today's video we're going to be upgrading from the Hivemapper Dashcam HDC-S to the Hivemapper Bee. So before we do the upgrade, I just want to talk about the dashcams in general, why we're doing the upgrade and the differences between the dashcams. Now first of all, let's just look at the older S-Cam right here, and this is the one I've been using for a long time now. So this was actually a second generation device. The first one was just called the HDC. So this was the newer HDC-S at the time, and it had 4K recording for personal use. You did need a mobile phone to upload the data from there, and there was no built-in connectivity like Wi-Fi or LTE, that kind of stuff. In terms of build quality, it's exceptional. I've dropped it once or twice while I've had it over the years, and it's got a few scratches, but it's still carried on working. That's what the cameras look like on the front. On the top, you've got a mounting screw just here. And then on the back, you've got USB-C connector just here, and there was a power LED just there as well. On the bottom of it was this protector, because there's a heat sink on the inside there with ventilation holes, as you can see just there. That was built into the design. But overall, it's been very, very good. So the only reason I'm upgrading from the old Dashcam S to the newer Bee is because this has now been discontinued. And as of February 2026, in terms of mapping and earning rewards, please do not buy the old Dashcam S. You will not be able to earn any rewards. So the only thing this is really useful for if you own one of these is a personal dashcam, and you can use this in conjunction with a USB memory stick and do the personal recordings from this onto the USB stick and then transfer them to your computer. One thing I want to mention is that the mounts are exactly the same size, and what I had on the Dashcam S was a quick release mount like this. This actually screwed into here, and the other end would always be connected to the screen, so you could just click it into here dead quick, press these two buttons to release, and it would just come off, so you didn't have to unscrew this when you were taking it away. Luckily for me, this also fits on here, and you just screw that center cap in like this, and hopefully I'll be able to use this in exactly the same way like that. So that would be mounted high up on the windscreen. If I want to release it, just press those two buttons and it comes off. So what I'll do is I'll leave a link in the description to this contraption as well, because I did a lot of research into different types of quick release claws, and this was the best one I found. Just before we wave goodbye to the old Dashcam S, how about we just do a quick comparison of dimensions and weight before we let this one go. So in terms of length, on the old Dashcam S, it was about 11 centimeters. On the new Bee, it's almost 18. In terms of front to back, the old S was about 9.5 centimeters. On the Bee, it's just over 11 centimeters. In terms of thickness of the old S-Cam, with the heat shield, it was about 3.5 centimeters. On the Bee, with the bump included, it's going to be about 4.5 centimeters. Let's just do a quick comparison of the weight as well while we're here. So the S-Cam with the heat shield was 316 grams. The Bee is substantially more at 526 grams. So with that said, let's wave bye-bye to the old Dashcam S. So moving on to the Bee Dashcam, as you can see from the weight and the sizes that we've just done there, it's a lot more substantial. The build quality is just as good as the old one. There's no flex at all in the plastic, really heavy weight and heavy duty. If we look at the top, you've got a mounting bracket just here, but on this one you've also got one on the bottom as well. So there's multiple options there for mounting. This bump here on the top, as you can see just there on the angles, that is actually the antenna. And it's there on the top because you'll need good positioning accuracy when you're using this. If we look on the front, you've got the cameras right there. They're a lot more spaced apart than the old Dashcam S because it's a lot wider. If we look on the bottom, just over here, you've got two USB-C connections. The one on the right is power, the one on the left is data. You'll have a couple of LEDs just here for status warnings, and if we unscrew these, so there's two screws to take off the cover, and once you've done that, there's a SIM slot right there. And the reason for that is this version here is both Wi-Fi and LTE, so you can use this unit to upload all your footage on a data SIM without the need of Wi-Fi. So you do get an accessory kit with this, so let's just have a look at what's included. So that's the accessory kit right there. So the first thing is a cigarette lighter USB adapter. So it's quite a short one, On the end it's a dual port one, so you've got USB-A on the top and USB-C right there. Next up is the extension cord, and you've got USB-C on one end and the same on the other as well. You also get a screen mount as well with a suction pad on it, like that. Screwdriver, presumably to take these two screws out. And lastly, you get a little kit with some Allen keys in there and a plastic adapter, and I'm thinking that'll go just over there for some kind of a mounting solution as well. So in terms of the mounting bracket, this is how you actually connect it. So you've got the top of the unit right here. That's that little bracket we just looked at earlier. And you just need to screw it into there from both sides. That's the little bracket connected to the Bee, and then all you need to do is connect it to the rest of the assembly. So here's a few images from the beemaps.com website just showing you where you can have it mounted. So on this one you've got the windscreen, which is going to be the most obvious point from inside the car. And this pic right here is an external solution where they've got it mounted just to the top of the windscreen on the roof just here, and it looks like the cable's just feeding through the sunroof. So that's the hardware out of the way. Let's move on to the software. The first thing you're going to need to do is download the Bee Maps app onto your mobile phone. You can get the Bee Maps app on the iOS App Store, and it's also available on the Android Play Store. So for this next part, it's very important. It's probably best that you do this from your vehicle because you're going to need a good power source. And the reason I say that is even though it's a USB-C connector on the Hivemapper Bee, it won't just work from like a computer USB port, for example. You're going to need a lot more power, and you can get that from the adapter that's included in the pack with the Hivemapper Bee. So go ahead and connect the Hivemapper Bee to the cigarette lighter USB port and get it powered up. Then on your mobile phone, go to Wi-Fi. So if you look in other networks, you'll see there's an entry in there called Dashcam Dash and then some random digits. Go ahead and click on that. Enter the password, and the password's going to be Hivemapper, all in lowercase. Click on accept. And there we go, we've got a tick next to the dashcam entry. So we're now connected to the dashcam's Wi-Fi. So I've just opened up the app and it's automatically connected to the Bee, as you can see right there. And it's telling me there's an update required, which is a firmware update. So let's go ahead and do that. Before we can do the update, we need to log in. And there's a button there that says tap to log in next to the username field. On here, you'll be asked to connect to your crypto wallet or use your email. So once it's got its credentials and your username is populated, you'll now be able to update the Bee. So you've got an option there where you can download over your cellular or you can download later. So as you can see, our firmware version out of the box is 5.7.88. The firmware it's downloading is 6.71.2. So it's finally downloaded the files. It's now on to step number 2, which is transferring the firmware to the Bee. And finally, step 3, it's installing the new firmware. So the update's been done and it's just asking us to reconnect. There's a feature on here called Beekeeper, which has just popped up, and it says it unlocks powerful features such as real-time tracking and trip history and insights. So you can either enable it or you can say no thanks and come back to it later on. It's up to you. So it looks like the app is connected. I'm just going to show you what's in the settings cog just here on the bottom left. So the first menu is called Bee, and as you can see, it's on the latest firmware, which we've just installed. In the top section of the Bee, you can see we're connected to the Bee. It tells us our model, what the SSID is, and also the IMEI number. In the next section where it says Bee software, it tells us what firmware version we're on right there. AI models is ticked, plugins is ticked, there's an advanced one. Let's click on that. So this is where you can go in and enable or disable Beekeeper if you didn't want to do it earlier on. And the next section is about upload mode. So at the moment, I'm just using the Bee Maps app, but you can change that to use Wi-Fi and also the LTE if you've got a SIM card in the device. In terms of the mount rating, it says at the moment it's calculating. I haven't actually mounted it just yet. I've just been setting it up. So it should give me a rating depending on how I mount it. I'm likely going to use that same quick release mount that I had on the old dashcam, and that got a really good respectable score. So I'll be using something similar for that. And the second option in the mount rating bit is called Mount Check. Once you're in here, you'll be able to adjust the camera to get it just right for the clarity and the tilt. These two settings will have an effect on the rewards that you get because the footage has to be of a good quality to be able to get rewarded. And as you can see here, on the previous camera, I did have a 4-star rating. So if we use a similar kind of position, I'm hoping it'll stay the same as well. The next menu is called Data. You can see things like what upload mode you've got, how much you've transferred, how much you've done in the last hour or day, for example. Under App, it tells you the version you've got. Map style, this is like theme, so you can have light, dark, and coverage. In privacy, you can set up privacy zones, so it won't record or map certain areas, and you can have trimming of 100 meters, and then you can just move that scale. There's also a link to rewards just here. This will open up a link to the hivemapper.com website, and in here you'll be able to see the contributions that you've made. In terms of documentation, there is a website called beemaps.com which is very comprehensive, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'll also leave a link in the description to where you can purchase the Hivemapper Bee, as well as links to that quick connect adapter mount that I used earlier on. If you have any other questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, please subscribe, like and share. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you savages on the next one.